Those are some of the biggest stories of the day of the program. So let's bring in our guest now, Charles Fakroha, iBrandTV senior analyst, joins us now virtually to take a look at some of these stories. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. It's good to have you again on this Monday morning, Charles.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show. Good morning, Frank.
Okay, good to see you again. So let's start from the first one. Following up on June 5 meeting of the NLC with the federal government, looking at the negotiations on the table, the issue of the salary increase or review of the minimum wage is still on the table as well, and that's because of the impact of the subsidy removal on the economy. So talk to us, what are your expectations at the meeting today as NLC it's set to meet with the federal government? Because what they are saying is that if the federal government refuse to heed to their demand, they might eventually embark on the planned strike.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, the labor has to do what labor has to do. Industrial harmony is key for any economic development in the country. And as at this time we find ourselves where the government is just barely 3 weeks in office, and we are seeing all these teething problems. Yes, I would say I wouldn't envy this government, but the government has hit the ground running and they know what they want to do. So labor saying, well, we just suspended that strike, and if our demands are not met now, we are going to resume our strike. Yes, I will expect all that from labor, but at the same time, I will advise that today's talk, labor should also be part of the stakeholders that Nigeria has to move forward. Asking for a minimum wage of almost 400% increase. For me, I don't think that is too feasible for labor to make that kind of demand, because they have to look at the realities on ground. And at the same time, looking at the quality of life of the average Nigerian worker, that also needs to be desired. So I would advise labor to look at the issues critically and see how they can come to a compromise with the government. Yes, it's overdue. Minimum wage is overdue. But at the same time, where is the money going to come from? Our revenue. This is a new government. So I would just appeal to labor. Yes, give this government some time. But at the same time, keep putting your demand at the front burner so that the government would, I mean, we're talking of inflation rates, over 22% now. We're talking of increase in fuel prices, increase in electricity tariff, increase in so many things. Price of food items have gone up. So the minimum wage currently cannot take workers home. So it is overdue for a review. And I think labor should put that in their front burner and advise the government what to do, because labor is also there to produce, not just to consume.
But let me come
and we are all together.
I mean, you talked about the fact that the reality on ground today is that inflation is as high, it's gone through the roof, and the prices of commodities out there is biting hard. So, I mean, do you think that demand is justified? I mean, what do you think is justified? Looking at the economic realities at the moment, given the impact of the subsidy removal. So, what figure would you suggest that they arrive at? What figure do you think is sustainable or feasible for labor? They are asking for 150,000 naira, between 150,000 naira, and of course the TUC Trade Union Congress is asking for 200,000
naira. Well, yes, looking at the reality, I think those figures they are brandishing, they are telling, for me it's okay, it's fine, but we have to look at how is the government going to finance it? No amount of money is too much to pay a Nigerian worker. No amount of money is too much. But we have to look at the realities on ground. So that's why I said the government is new. Labor, yeah, but for me, I think 100,000 naira should be sustainable. Then as time goes on, seeing how the revenue of the country has improved, then labor cannot demand for more. For me, they should place their demand on the revenue so that they also should produce. Also hold the revenue agencies to be accountable, not only government. Labor has a role to play to see that our revenue increase, and then they can now ask the government, revenue has increased. Now you cannot increase the average Nigerian worker, not only for government workers, but at the same time for private individuals, for private sector workers. So, but for me, for now, I think 100,000 could be sustainable.
It's all right. Let's hope that they arrive at at an agreeable or a compromise. I mean, let's assume that they will get to that compromise where we can move forward. But I mean, it's very, very crucial, really, and it's a topic that we'll continue to look at. But let's move away from there and look at something very important today. Looking at the forex market and the CBN new policy with regards to withdrawal limit on domiciliary accounts. So if you look at that circular that was released on Sunday, the CBN said that an individual can withdraw up to 10,000 or perhaps do a cash transfer of 10,000 US dollars. In 2021, the limit was put at 5,000 even before reviewing down. So talk to us about this, what's your position on this latest development and implication as well?
Well, I must say kudos to CBN at least. But again, you can see that all these policies could have been done even in the old management of CBN. But it seems as if because just one person, I don't want to believe that it's because it is only one person that was taking decision in the CBN. All these are policies that could have been implemented while the old management was in place. Because nothing has changed. It's only one man that had just been suspended, not even sacked, suspended. Now, yes, with the new policy, it is good to stabilize the FS market, because once there is dollar is freely available, buying and selling, then it will get to a level where this dollar will not be that scarce and it will discover its price. And we can see that the Naira can also edge a bit so that we can have predictability that, yes, this is actually the value of the Naira to international community, usually the USM dollar. So the CBN coming up with that circular again and reviewing the withdrawal limit, for me, is a welcome development, and the aim is to make the supply of dollar available. And for those who have domiciliary accounts, of course, you're not placing so much restriction on them. They can withdraw and even deposit up to 10,000 US dollars. I think for me, it's very good, and it's going to help in stabilizing the policy of the CBN when it comes to the dollar and the Naira, discovering the price of the Naira at the open market.
Okay, the next story is similar, and that's a report after the report, attributed, will I say, finding when the former CBN governor, talking about the suspended CBN governor Godwin Emefiele, left office, because the report is saying that Nigeria's inflation report rose 67 times, or the inflation rate rose 67 times under Emefiele. That's according to report. Do you think that Emefiele didn't get something right? Do you think he missed it along the way, given some of this report since he was suspended?
Well, again, I will say Emefiele was just one person in the management of in the CBN. Okay, he had other deputies, he had other directors, and of course, we see the MPC meeting is not the only one that takes decision. So, but of course, being the head, the governor, the box stops on his table. So the report is right, and I think, yes, if everything has gone fine, Emefiele will take the credit. Things have gone so bad, Emefiele will also take the blame. So yes, the report is fine. Now, it shows that, yes, the CBN governor did his best. However, they didn't get it right. And of course, when it comes to economic policy, you cannot get it right 100%. So you need to try so many things. But it was quite unfortunate that all the things they were trying could not get us to where we want to get to. Again, I will not say it is all Emefiele's fault. It is the fault of every Nigerian. Are we producing? Are we getting our revenue?